The saga of Pablo Escobar is one etched in infamy, a tale of ambition, violence, and unimaginable wealth. But every legend, no matter how dark, has an origin. Pablo's story begins not with violence, but in the seemingly tranquil town of Rio Negro, Colombia. A place far removed from the chaos he would later unleash. It was here, amidst the rolling hills and modest homes, that the seeds of his future were sown. Born in 1949, he was the son of a farmer and a schoolteacher, a humble beginning that belied the extraordinary path he would carve for himself. His parents instilled in him a sense of hard work and the importance of education, values that would later be twisted to serve his own purposes. Even as a young boy, young Pablo saw the world's harshness, the stark realities of poverty and inequality that surrounded him. He observed the power dynamics at play and vowed, with a burning intensity, never to be powerless, never to be a victim of circumstance. His early transgressions were small, almost petty, but they revealed a glimpse of the ambition that simmered beneath the surface. He started small, stealing tombstones, engaging in petty theft, and smuggling cigarettes, each act a stepping stone on his ascent. He learned to navigate the shadows, observing the players and understanding their motivations, and learning the rules of the street. Escobar was more than a common thug. He possessed a keen intellect and an uncanny ability to strategize. He wasn't just reacting to the world around him, he was actively shaping it to his will. He understood the importance of alliances, building a loyal network of individuals who were bound to him through a combination of fear and loyalty. He mastered the art of manipulation, knowing how to inspire devotion and crush dissent with equal measure. Alongside his cousin Gustavo Gaviria, a trusted confidant and partner in crime, he navigated the treacherous labyrinth of Medellin's criminal underworld, always searching for the next big score, the opportunity that would catapult them to the top. Then came cocaine, a highly lucrative new commodity that promised unimaginable wealth, power, and influence beyond their wildest dreams. Escobar's insatiable hunger for power, combined with his innate street smarts and ruthless ambition, made him the perfect man to seize this opportunity and dominate the burgeoning drug trade. The skills he honed in the shadows, the lessons he learned on the streets, would soon be instrumental in helping him build a vast and terrifying empire. The world was about to know his name, and the name Pablo Escobar would soon become synonymous with fear, power, and unimaginable wealth. The 1970s marked a pivotal moment, witnessing the meteoric rise of cocaine as a global commodity. It was a decade where fortunes were made and lives were irrevocably altered by the burgeoning drug trade. This era also heralded Escobar's transformation from a small-time operator into a notorious kingpin, a figure who would come to define the very essence of drug trafficking. His ambition knew no bounds, and his influence began to spread like wildfire. To solidify his power and expand his reach, he strategically joined forces with the influential Ochoa brothers and the audacious Carlos Leder, each bringing unique skills and resources to the table. This alliance marked the official formation of the Medellin cartel, a name that would soon strike fear and command respect in equal measure. It was a union forged in ambition and fueled by the immense profits of the cocaine trade. They meticulously controlled every step, from the clandestine jungle labs where the cocaine was processed, to the intricate network of smuggling routes that snaked across borders, and finally, the widespread distribution into the lucrative U.S. market. At its peak, the Medellin cartel astonishingly supplied 80% of America's cocaine, a staggering figure that translated into Escobar earning millions of dollars daily. The sheer scale of their operation was unprecedented. He buried cash in massive quantities, bought politicians to ensure his continued impunity, and ruthlessly built an army of hitmen to enforce his will. The cartel's relentless innovation, coupled with its unparalleled brutality, transformed it into a global empire, with Escobar reigning supreme at the very top. But this immense power and wealth would ultimately come at a terrible and devastating cost to the nation of Colombia, a price paid in blood and tears. To Medellin's poor, Escobar was a hero. He built neighborhoods, soccer fields, and handed out cash, winning the loyalty of thousands. His generosity was strategic, creating a human shield of supporters who protected him from the law. Escobar's charity blurred the line between savior and criminal. The government seemed distant and corrupt. Pablo delivered real change. This loyalty allowed him to move freely, even as the world hunted him. His legend grew, built on both kindness and fear. Escobar's empire was built on a chilling choice: plata o plomo, silver or lead, bribe or die. Politicians, judges, and police faced this ultimatum. Those who resisted paid with their lives. Those who accepted became part of his machine. When Colombia agreed to extradite drug lords, Escobar declared war, assassinating officials and unleashing terror. Car bombs rocked cities, and the bombing of Avianca Flight 203 shocked the world. Escobar became a terrorist, holding a nation hostage. His reign of terror stained Colombia's history. The price of his ambition was paid in blood. In 1991, Escobar surrendered, but on his own terms. He built La Catedral, a prison with luxury suites, a soccer field, and loyal guards. From inside, he ran his empire, hosted parties, and ordered murders. When the truth emerged, the government tried to move him, but Escobar escaped with ease. His escape humiliated Colombia and marked the beginning of his end. Now a fugitive, he was hunted by rivals, police, and the world. The king was out of his cage, but his empire was crumbling. The final chapter had begun. After his audacious escape from La Catedral, Pablo Escobar became the most hunted man in the world. The full might of the Colombian state, backed by international pressure, was brought to bear. U.S. agents, recognizing the global threat posed by Escobar's drug empire, provided crucial intelligence and resources to the manhunt. They understood that dismantling his organization was vital to stemming the flow of narcotics into the United States. And then there were Los Pepes, a vigilante group comprised of his enemies, rival cartel members, and families who had suffered at his hand. They were ruthless and determined to exact revenge, adding another layer of chaos to the already volatile situation. His empire, once seemingly invincible, began to collapse under the weight of this relentless pressure. Key allies were killed or captured, weakening his network and cutting off vital supply lines. The lavish lifestyle he once enjoyed became a distant memory. His world shrank to a series of increasingly desperate safe houses, each one offering only temporary respite from their relentless pursuit. Fear became his constant companion, paranoia gnawing at him as he realized the extent of his isolation. On December 2, 1993, a seemingly innocuous phone call to his son, a breach in his carefully maintained security, gave away his location to the authorities. The net was closing in. Surrounded in Medellin, Escobar made a desperate attempt to flee, scrambling across the rooftops in a final act of defiance. But there was nowhere left to run. A hail of bullets, the culmination of months of relentless pursuit, ended the reign of the king of cocaine. His body lay sprawled on a rooftop, a stark symbol of his violent end. To the world, he was a monster, a symbol of the drug trade's devastating impact. Yet to some in Medellin, particularly among the poor who benefited from his largesse, he remained a folk hero, a Robin Hood figure who challenged the established order. His death left a nation deeply scarred by years of violence and corruption, but also determined to move forward and build a more peaceful future. Escobar's story serves as a chilling warning. Empires built on blood and fear are ultimately unsustainable and always fall. The shadow of his legacy still lingers, a reminder of the dark chapter in Colombia's history, but the nation endures, striving for a brighter tomorrow.